A rather ambiguous member of the KBT family, known for his cursed visions as well as his debut from a rather widely known cursed game in the series, is KBT0E Beet, with a kit of Missile, Rifle, Gatling, Biped Legs, and the leg ability of Assail, which grants the shoot boost effect to self when charging Metaforce. Now, given his cursed visage and appearance, that honestly is primarily because of the art style of the game he debuted from, Medarot Shingata. But ever since his debut in Medarot 9 as a DLC, Beet has essentially made his appearance, and he is here to stay going forward, which we are unfortunately stuck with. But he definitely does not pull his punches either, pretty much sporting the same kit as any traditional KBT going forward. Missile is a gunpowder-based skill and a full AoE, meaning it will damage all active parts of the target evenly and spread the damage across them. Right Arm of Rifle is a standard and conventional shooting skill with no major drawback or weakness. And with its incredible balance, you can honestly use pretty much anywhere and never go wrong. Gatling is another conventional shooting skill that is a scattered AoE, meaning it will damage one part at regular and then two others at random at 1/3 additional damage. The Biped Legs also grant Beet a very solid coverage across most terrains pretty well, and the leg ability of Assail, which is a very nice change compared to most other standard KBTs, which means he can still make use of his ability very nicely. It just requires him to activate it by charging Metaforce first before it becomes active. That being said, aside from, of course, his very strange appearance and his very slightly different stats across the board compared to, say, Metal Beetle or Meta Beet in some cases, there really is no major drawback or weakness to using Beet, unless, of course, you really just want to use it for the memes and just to really make your team unsettling and unnerving for the enemy side, for the mind games, if anything else. But that being said, as mentioned, Beet honestly does not pull his punches either for his incredible balance, and despite his rather cursed appearance, he honestly is someone you really can't ever go wrong with using when it comes to using his kit. That being said, as a pure set score, I honestly do have to rate him a very solid 7 out of 10 for his very well-rounded balance across the board as a conventional shooter. And of course, with that, there really is no major drawback to his parts, even if they are designed kind of funny looking. But if you do somehow land and end up with them in your inventory, these are honestly parts that you could make use of all the same. As mixed parts, very easily an 8 out of 10 for these very same reasons, in the sense that you can generally never go wrong using any of his parts anywhere. And given that his stats are more or less kind of identical to Metabee in some cases, who is also currently available in-game pretty much right from day one, there really is no major drawback or advantage or disadvantage to using Beet, and it kind of boils down to more of a personal preference and if you decide to want to play mind games on your opponents. Now, it is also worth mentioning in particular with Beet that he is exclusive to the PvP gacha banner, which means if you want to collect his parts or make use of them, you do need to participate in weekly PvP, which a lot of members of the community called fake PvP, which means you are simply versing other players' teams and not them as live PvP would be. So if you want to collect his parts, that is the only way you can collect them with the gacha tickets you get from participating in that weekly.